factories. Yeah, and I'm not just saying about factories. I'm on about pubs, bars, restaurants, wherever. Yeah, you know you've been through it. Tell your story as well. Don't just let it to be me. Yeah, stand with me and just understand what I'm trying to say about this story and how I think you could change it around. And that includes the BBC and everybody else. How we could make that dad's life a little bit better. But we're going to have to take him through the shit before we can make it better. So we're going to do it again. Let's go through the shit. So yeah, he's on his fourth day. He's done his 48 hours, and he's walking home. But he's not walking home within that hour. He's taking him an hour and a half. His feet is hurting because he's got bad shoes and things like that. So he's taking him an hour and a half to get home. So he gets home late, and he's tired, and he's pissed off. And his missus is just like, she's drained. Even though he's only doing, like, oh, we need to go back to the fourth day. I didn't finish what the manager was saying. He wanted him to do overtime. The manager wanted the guy to do overtime, right? And he says, I'm tired. He says, oh, you never contribute. What? He's just done 48 hours, and you've come to ask him at the last minute, can he do overtime? To be fair, he needs that money. He could do with some new shoes, so he might consider actually doing that extra hour so he can get himself those shoes that don't hurt. Yeah? But no, that doesn't happen. He gets put down instead, as if he's dirt, because he ain't got the energy to do anything else. And you start putting the nasty into him when you're doing that. Yeah, you do. And it's like, how are you thinking and things like that? And right, okay, fair enough. But now, because he said no to the overtime, he's worried. Because he says, don't forget you work on agency. As if to say, yeah, we can replace you any time. So he's shit himself a little bit. And I'm thinking, God, well, how am I going to get food for my kids and things like that? Because before the universal credits and stuff, it was a bastard trying to make a claim. You come off, go on, and take ages. Yeah? And the amount of times they say you're a liar, but the way that you've lost your job, I was good. I was not always on the benefits and stuff like that. I was able to just get a job everywhere because I travelled the country, I travelled the world. So I didn't just have one job to look at. I applied for 100 jobs at a time. And I'll tell you, I can do that, guys. And you in the families as well. I'll tell you how you might be able to do it. Yeah? We just got to look, but they don't tell you about it. Not even in the benefits office or like that. They don't tell you about this world that you can go and explore. You don't actually have to sit in your ass and worry about how you're going to feed your kids. Go and find a happier place. And I'll tell you the reason about, you'll understand the happy place, but we're telling the story about mum and dad. And it's like, mum's just been looking after the kids. You know how kids get, they're all over the place, they're getting loud. Where's dad? Where's dad? You know, because mum doesn't seem fun because she's always tired, because she's cooking, cleaning, everything, just trying to look after the ass. But she's having to worry about the bills, people knocking on the doors because they're not being able to pay anything. And they're getting into debt a little bit because they're not got enough. And dad goes and does his fifth day, yeah? And he walks to work slowly again in the morning and he's a little bit late. And they dock him his wages because he's late. Why are you late? I was tired and I didn't get up on time. We should check your fucking alarm then. I says, I did. I just overslept. I apologise. Now Dad's being nice to this manager. Dad is just, he don't want to lose his job. All right? And then he gets the other message. I hope you're going to do the overtime. We need people for tomorrow. But Saturday's Dad's day. Saturday's Dad's day with his kids. Saturday's the day where the kids play with Dad. Saturday's the day where he's happy and he's not having to worry about work. But even though he's still hurting and his feet are hurting because he's been on his feet for God knows how many hours. What is it? Almost 54 hours, isn't it? Oh, I know I can do my best than that, but who cares? But you understand just what I'm saying. And because he's scared, he's like, okay, I'll do the 12-hour shift. I'll do it. I don't really want to do it. I do need the shoes, but okay. And you go home, and he's explained himself to the kids, I can't do it. And they're so disappointed because they can't go and play football with their dad. Nice football, not nasty football. You know what I mean? Bridge, shit. You know what I mean? And it's just, yeah. Fifth day. And he's crap. He's treated like crap, and he goes and he tells his kids and he tells his missus, and his missus is upset because Friday night's their night. Because he ain't got to go to work tomorrow, he don't have to get to bed straight away. Because you don't get no time on these 12-hour shifts, guys. Yeah, you go to work, you go home, yeah? And half the time, you've got fatigue, even if you work in the day. You get fatigued from it, and you get tired, and but he's got no choice. He's doing this job. It feels like there's no way out. There's no other help to do another job. Yeah, because it doesn't matter. You go to the other job and he's going to be treated like the same potentially. Or you could get lucky and get one that's really nice. But he hasn't. He hasn't got that nice one. He's got that fat cat boss who wants you to run around like an idiot, an absolute idiot all the time. Okay, and to make matters worse, they stop paying you for your breaks. So even though he's got to do his overtime, he's got to worry for next week. Right, because they're not paying you for the breaks. They've had the extra hour. They add the extra hour. So Dad, he's not doing a 12-hour shift. He's doing 13. But they're getting paid for 12 hours because the government says you can have minimum wage. And they decided they're not going to pay him for that hour. I know you get paid, but you break it up, don't you? 20 minutes here, this, that, and there. And it's as if they're taking the money for the whole hour. Right? But you're still not getting paid. All right, if we're doing that job and running around like an idiot, all your fat companies out there has decided that you're not going to pay for the frigging break, fair enough. But if I'm there for an 8-hour shift, I want to be there for 8 hours because I want that half an hour to go and cuddle my missus and cuddle my kids so they know I love them, even though I'm not bloody there. Because you're taking up all my time so that guy at the top can have that fancy bottle of wine or that fancy bloody spirit or whatever he wants. So Dad sat there, he misses his kids, he's tired, and he doesn't do his percentage. He's normally okay. It's not that easy to get to 75, 80% sometimes, especially with the computer systems that they have and things like that. They're crap, yeah? So it looks like you're doing a shit job when you're running around like an idiot sometimes. But... And they don't consider that. This is a prime example. If they just shared the load a little bit better or got a few more people in, they could give people more jobs or anything. So no, not off target, but you understand where I'm coming from. So Dad's done sat there. He's only got Sunday off, okay? And he's thinking, okay. So he's thinking of his kids, and he's slowly doing a job. He's not doing a normal job. He's on the 6th day. He don't normally do the 6th day because he likes to save that one. All right? That's his children. Right? But because Dad's done bloody 6 days, 12 hours, he's tired and he goes home and it didn't take him an hour and a half, it took him 2 hours. So by the time he got home, because he had those 6 shoes on, his feet were bleeding. 2 hours. When it only normally took him just under an hour or whatever. But like I say, he's hurting now and he's getting worried. Oh shit, he's missed his kids, they've gone to bed, they've had a day without their dad and gone crazy, so Mum didn't get her break, you know. And she didn't get her cuddle on that Friday night, yeah? Because he's got to go to work, so he's had to go to bed straight away. So he didn't get his cuddle, he didn't tell the person that he's with, that she's loved and things like that. So, and, on the Sunday where they get together as a family, when Mum's had her time and Dad's had his time and Mum's got rid of the kids and she's gone and played bingo or something or just gone and chilled out. Dad's let her chill out because Dad gets to chill out on a Sunday, all right? If they go to the pub, but we're staying in, we're not going to the pub. I couldn't give a shit having a drink, right? And because he's so tired and his feet are hurting, what he's done is stayed in bed all day so he can sort his feet out. But that means Mum's had a 7-day week with the kids. She's not had a break. She's had a 7-day week. And there's, they're a bit up there and that, but Dad didn't get no proper sleep. He didn't get the rest that he needed because the kids are there. He didn't normally have to sleep on a Sunday. He can just chill. Just go and have an early night on a Sunday so you can get up for the 4 o'clock in the morning. So he makes that time for his children. But he couldn't because the fat cat bosses want him to work his frigging arse off and they're threatening him during the week that they're going to lose the job. So, but to make things worse, they've had a bill come through the door, you know what I mean, telling them that somebody's going to come round because they didn't pay a licence. And we know what licence I'm on about they're telling off before, but they're not going to listen to that, are they? Yeah? It's like, oh no, oh shit, hang on, we ain't got the money. And it's like, oh God. But because they didn't pay it, they don't come and tell you that. They're nasty people that come to the door. They're nasty people, they're not nice. Yeah, they talk to people like dirt. As if you've done something really, really bad. Like you're on GTA and you put a rocket launcher out your poo pipe and you start blowing everybody up. And you haven't. All you've done is forgotten to pay the TV licence because Mum has done a 7-day week. So she's not gone and paid it. She just forgot about it. She didn't mean to do it. Yeah, they don't want people on their door like that. They don't need the stress. They're both working 24/7, either if it's at home trying to look after your children or at home at work. The only glory Mum's got is the fact she don't have to put up with the fat cat bosses, but she's bored. She don't do anything. She's drinking. She started to drink secretly. Yeah, because there's nothing else to do, right? And she's stuck. And more than anything else, she feels like me when I was that kid, lonely, alone. Not as bad, not being beaten up or like that. Just that lonely, gutting feeling. Where's my fella? Yeah, they used to spend time together all the time. They used to go out there. They had adventures and they got to know each other as friends. They didn't just get into a relationship after sleeping with her one night and have a bloody kid. They were friends first. Yeah, so they actually love each other. They found love. They've been travelling. They did this. They did that. They got all that crap that you should do out the way. So when they was ready to look after their kids, it's like, yeah, but the thing is, because they went travelling and stuff, yeah, they didn't save much money. They just partied and stuff. And why not? I did it all the way. I was always bloody skinned. But I still got around with pennies in my pocket, guys. And I will tell you how to do it. But this needs to be said first. Because I want to publish this bit. I'm going to do the second bit first. I know I've got to age 10 when it comes to me. But it's not about me anymore. But yeah. Anyway, we've got to Monday. And Dad's just done the usual bit. And he's managed to do just a week, yeah, and everything. Nobody's moaning too much. The man is still grumbling because it's not doing the right sort of percentage and all that sort of thing. It kind of gets back to normal for a bit. But then you get that guy knocking on the door from the licence place. And she's panicking because he's turned around and he's not being nice. He's got that look in his eye, I'm going to get you. And she's worried. Like, hang on a minute. Because she thinks it's her fault because she forgot. But she didn't forget. She was just tired. She'd been looking after the kids all day. She want to make sure her fella's got dinner in his belly because he's had a shit dinner because he's trying to pay for his kids to get by and stuff. Yeah? So she's made sure her hubby, the darling, the person that she wants to love. Now, bearing in mind, guys, this family could be anybody. So you can put religion, what colour you want on it. This is mum and dad of whoever they are. Okay? And yeah, everything goes right. But then that guy comes knocking on the door. And he's really nasty about it. And he's treating her like some common criminal. And because Dad's not around, just to say, oi mate, why are you talking like that? He thinks he can talk to this woman like shit. Like dirt. As if she's nothing. And as if her life doesn't matter. And I've seen him do it. I've seen him be nasty on the doorstep to people. It's like, where do they get these people from? They've got some nasty seller or something. Now he'll do. Go and send them to give that poor woman some shit who's tired, who's worked a 6-day, 7-day week because Dad had to do that weekend. Yeah? And it's crap. It's absolutely crap. And this is just one story. You've all got your own. How many hours do you have to work just to try and get something better? Okay? But yeah, and she's got this bill, and they're being threatened to be taken to court. Now, this happened to me, guys, and I didn't even have a house at the time. I was working in the pub. I got taken from one area of England to another, yeah, and I used to live in the middle, and I worked in the south, so I've got to go miles out of my job. Even though I told the local courts it had nothing to do with me, they still insisted that I went to court in a different area I've not lived in. So I've had to pay for a hotel, freaking everything. They tried to do, man, and there's this right cocky guy there, arsehole he was. He's trying to tell me, even though I'm skinned, I might have 2 houses. I mean, you fucking serious? I ain't even got one. I says, I've been homeless for almost 11 years, you silly bastard. Yeah, and he didn't like the way I said that. He didn't like it at all, and he looked at me as I'm scum. I said, don't look at me like that. Yeah, just don't. Just because you're in a core, yeah, doesn't make you safe. Just don't do it. And I told him nice, and he was funny as hell. Right, and he had that look about him. The teacher look, that nasty look as if I can do what I want. And I got this poor girl, and she had blonde hair and that. And all I saw, and you could say this girl was mum more or less, yeah? She was a young mum, yeah. I'm sure she had a kid with her. Just mum on her own. Dad wasn't there. He must be working still, right? And this happened, guys. This is what I saw. And this guy, he was pulling everybody into some sort of booth before it went into the course. But I'm adamant, yo mate, I'm fucking, you're not getting me. I'm innocent. Yeah, somebody put my name on a piece of paper, and they didn't even write it properly. I'm so good I've got a decent signature, because I tell you what, they'd have done me that day if it looked anything similar. They would have done. All they wanted to do was get the money from me. They didn't give a shit if it was me or not. They didn't do their checks properly. I never got no compensation. I never got the money back for the day's work I lost. I never got the money back for the hotel I had to pay for. Yeah, and I had to travel half the way across my country for something I never did. Never did, and I got treated like shit all the way. And when I tried to say something to the magistrates who says, we're finished, I tried to on about compensation and stuff. Oh, we don't give compensation. All right, but you got the wrong person. I've proved I've got the wrong person. So I still left that court thinking like I'd done something wrong. That was me. My life didn't matter. I didn't mean nothing to them. Nothing at all. And all that guy wanted to do was try and get some money out of me. Right? So this is what I mean about the bloody TV license. It's a shit thing. Everyone's doing it. Tell your story about that, you know. Tell your story of how nasty they can be, right? This is what's happening. The BBC are letting this happen because at the end of the day, yeah, they're the ones sending the people out. And there's a solution for it. I'm going to tell you. There's a solution, and I will fucking tell you. Yeah, if you don't like what I'm saying, tough shit. But you're going to listen to it because all these little people at the bottom are worried to say something because they think they're going to lose the job. Yeah, and things like that. It's not necessary. But yeah, let's get back to that. Yeah, but Mum's had this bloody letter. She's had to go to court similar to myself, and she's had the same thing. But she's that blonde-haired young lady on her own. Right? But Dad's at work. He don't know what's going off, and he's worried because these people have been on the law. She's told him what's going off in his life. Shit, and it's just a genuine mistake. It was a genuine. They normally pay the bills, but they don't take that into consideration. They won't split the bill up. They come on your doorstep because you've not paid 160 quid. You've forgotten about it. They insist. You pay for it there and then, but they've got no money. So they take these to court, and it's horrible. You don't get helped out or anything. It's horrible, that bit, and I don't understand that bit, and it's nasty, and that's where the nasty is. But what happened? It's like with the girl. They dragged her in the booth or something. And I don't know if he had a go at her, but she's in tears. And they're more or less making you confess to something that you didn't do. Fair enough, she must have got caught without a TV licence, but she shouldn't have to pay for it. We should have free TV. Never had free TV. Yeah, I will take the piss out of that. Never had free TV. I've always had to pay for it. So it's not free, is it, if you have to pay for it? Duh. What's that word? Pleb. Yeah, it's not free TV if you have to bloody pay for it. When you've got the option and it states free TV. Understand that bit if you're not going to listen to the rest of this story. Right? And that girl's crying for some reason. And you tell that guy's just being horrible. And she's sobbing. And he's still got that nasty face as if, piece of scum, I don't care. And, sometimes when you think you just want to beat everybody up, it's one of those moments. Yeah? One of those moments. But violence only causes violence, guys. It only ever causes violence. Look at our history, yeah? It's not just me saying it. Look at it. Violence only causes bloody violence. And I've got a story about that as well. It was kind of like a vision or something like that, but I'll get to that one later. I will get, it's about a gentleman I saw in Africa with his 2 kids. But I'll get to that later. That's a weird one, that one. And it haunts me, and I need to tell that one later. But yeah, we're back in the courts, and this has been done. You've got to pay £1,000. And her heart just melted because she's trying to explain to the courts and the magistrates and all those people. Yeah, I'm not saying everyone's bad. My foster mum was the magistrate and she looked after me very well. But she still had that snooty bit. She only had a silver spoon. Yeah, but I met many foster parents had the dildo. Let's just put it that way, because they're helping you. They're just doing it for the money. Some were genuine, others not. Right, and the ones that are not are the ones that you've been seeing in the papers because they've done nasty things to others. Jersey, children's zone. You know what I'm saying. I'm not going to go down there because that one hurts, man. It really freaking hurts. I go to town with that one. But it happens all over. Yeah, it happens all over. But yeah, so Mum's got this £1,000. Dad's just finished the shift, and it's, to make it worse, that fat cat boss is threatened him again. And insisted that he does the Friday. But it's Friday, the sister's the Saturday. It's like, okay. And because it's as if they've got him, he can't say no, because he feels he's going to lose his job. I think the manager knows that, and he's using it to his advantage to get what he wants. Now, instead of just sharing or whatever, or just giving the guy a break. Oh, I can see you're tired, mate. Tell you what, don't worry about it. Yeah? Or, ask him, it's a Friday. I know it's a Friday, and I know you got to walk home, but if I give you a lift in my fat cat car, yeah, because I've got a little bit more money than you, yeah, would you just stay for another 2-3 hours? And he's thinking, well, I've missed my kids anyway, but I'll see them tomorrow. But 3 hours more, I can get them shoes. My feet will start to, because he's taking an hour and a half to get to work, because he's trying to still, his feet are still hurting a little bit, but he's walked to work every fucking day, yeah? But if his feet didn't have to hurt, if he could afford that little bit of transport they don't want to make legal. Yes? Yes? But yeah, so Dad's got home. And we say Dad got late home. We'll do it that way. Right? Dad got home late. Mum's panicking. She's worried. She's shouting at the kids. She's screaming at the kids because they're screaming and everything. She don't know what to do. She's worried. It's like, where are we going to get this money from? Where are we going to get this £1,000 from? £1,000 for something we don't need. £1,000 for something we can do without. But £1,000 for something that, if they thought about it, they could change it and still make the same bloody money. But no, they want to load it up. They want to load it up. Yeah? We need to get rid of that. Go away, you bloody dinosaur. Just go away. But yeah, but Dad's got home and Mum's crying. She's panicking. She's shaking. The kids have gone to bed because she screamed at them and just told them to go to bed. But Mum don't want me to all that. And all of a sudden, because of that moment of nastiness, she spread that disease all of a sudden. She spread the nastiness because she had to go at the kids, and the kids like, oh, why is Mum's had to go at me? They don't understand. They're not used to that. All right, you're right, Mum, just go to bed. And she screams out loud, and she makes a little mistake, and the kids like, and they've gone to bed. She's not tucked them in. She's not read them a story. Dad's not kissed them. Mum's not kissed them. They've just gone to bed on their own. And all of a sudden, the affection starts. The nastiness starts. And Dad's come home and it's like, what's up? They've taken us to court. We've got £1,000 fine to pay. And they're really brutal about it. They got, they not only want the £1,000, you've got to make a thing up. So you've got to pay the TV licence as well. So that it's not £1,000, it's 1,200 quid. And by the time they've added all their extra, all their fees and everything, cause you've had to go to court. That guy's had to come to your house in his fat cat car. How dare you? I've had to come in and tell you you've not got a TV licence. How dare you? You scumbag. You piece of shit. You're nothing. The people that, your life doesn't matter because I'm better than you. And it is, and that's how they are when they're talking. I know it might be a bit exaggerated in the way I'm speaking, but that's how it feels when they're talking to you like that. So, Dad's angry. He's got to go to work the next day. He doesn't get no sleep because his head's stressed. And he forgets to go and give his 2 kids a cuddle at least. He forgot. So those kids have gone to sleep with nothing. And they feel like they've done something wrong. No, they haven't done anything wrong. But they've been shouted at. And Dad says, look, we'll see what we can do. I've got extra. They wanted me to do extra hours tomorrow. He's done his extra 3. He's added his lift home, so he's got home 3 hours later than what he normally would. No, sorry, 2 hours later. He's been walking and he's struggling, whatever. Yeah, but so he decides he's going to go and do the extra days. Okay, it's 12-hour shifts. You get paid time and a half if you're lucky. Time and a quarter. They don't even do that anymore. Even on a Sunday, you don't get any extra money. But you still got to work those 12-hour shifts and walk home, even though the buses ain't running normally on a Sunday. If you're going to get us all to work on a Sunday normally, just put the fucking buses on properly, please, guys. Yeah? It's just, if you're not going to let us have the blooming scooters or whatever we want, yeah? Well, because you just can't be asked to make some better roads and teach the teenagers to just drive them properly. Yeah, but they're doing it anyway, and it's just like the drugs, you know what I mean? It's getting out, it's going to get out of control, where everyone's getting done for no reason. And the next minute you got somebody in court for something so simple, being talked to by a piece of shit, someone who's got a fat cat car, yeah, who thinks you're scum, just because you're trying to use something to help yourself. That's being made. We get paid to make lots of money for these scooters and things like that, but it's better than paying for everything else, yeah? But that scooter could save that guy's job. But he's decided to go to work next day. He decided to work and he didn't. So he's not seeing his kids again on a Saturday. Mum's got to deal with the fact that they got this bill. Yeah, she's a little bit better the next morning, but she's narky. But instead, she's decided to have a drink for breakfast rather than a cup of tea. Because it's stressful. I'm just going to have a drink. She's having that one, guys. They're the one, just that one, when you look in the fridge, you think things are a little bit shit, and you think, sod it, I'm going to have that drink. That's how it starts, isn't it, guys? Yeah? That's how it starts. And so Mum's had a little drinks, but Mum's got narky because she's in a bad mood. She's not normally on that normal vibe when they have a bit of a drink, right? She's angry. She's angry about what happened and how they treated her in that court and how disgusting they spoke to her. And it just feels like the big man is just picking on the little man again. And that's where you come back to the island. It's just the big man picking on the little man. The teacher picking on that child. Yeah? That child could have been anyone, not just me. It could have been anybody. And like I said, I swear he's done it to others. It's just one of them. But, yeah, so Dad's had to go to work again. But he's tired because he didn't get the sleep. And he's got that shock of £1,000. But Dad's gone to work. Dad's in a bad mood. And Dad has tried to do the job. And he's come up to him because he's a little bit slow. And he moaned about his percentage again. And Dad snaps. He's had enough. His feet hurt. He's not seen his kids. He's tired. He hasn't had a proper dinner because his missus didn't make a dinner because she's been at court, yeah, being screwed over. So he's not had his usual bit. He's not had his energy. He's not had his proper sleep. He's not had his cuddle from his kids. He's not had his cuddle from his missus. He might not have had anything else from his missus, that sort of thing. You know what I mean? He's not had that time he needs. And so Dad's gone to court and he's lost it with the manager. He's sick and tired of him being snappy every time he asks him something when he could just ask him nicely. Seriously, if you've done bloody 12-hour shifts, after the 6th day, you're going to be slow. So the question's an insult anyway. Well, why are you going so slow? And he's explained himself. And he says, I could just do with a bit of time off. He says, you can have time off if you want. Yeah, we'll just call somebody else and get replaced by the agency. But he's trying to promise him that he can come back. So that's like, I suppose I'm owed a bit, a couple of quid. I've got a bit of an holiday. That's a good idea. I might actually be able to go and get my thing. You know, do a bit of extra work somewhere else. Yeah. And he's thinking, all right then, can I have a week off? He went, yep, you can have much time off as you want. Yeah? No, I want to come back. No, don't worry. We need somebody else that can keep up, mate. He says, you're too slow. He says, you're always slow. I'm always telling you about your percentage. You're too slow. We're going to have to replace you. So he gets replaced. He gets replaced on the 6th day, even though he's gone in and tried to help this manager out with a bit of overtime and the extra load. And that's done him. There and then, they didn't directly say it, but they sacked him. They sacked him for being overworked, guys. They sacked him for being overworked. So he's not only got a big bill from that fat cat bloody car driver, yeah, he's got to go home and tell his poor family that because he tried to get a break, they sacked him. And you say, well, he just couldn't get another job, he can just do this. It's not about that. I'm trying to understand that that manager has just put the mega nasty into that guy, right? And it's not nice, and it's infectious, and he's gone home. Said, I've lost my job. And Mum screamed because she had that drink when she shouldn't do, and she's in a mood. And she's been in a mood with the kids because she's had another drink because she thinks it's going to make her better, and it doesn't. It's that cheap shit wine. It fucks you up, that stuff, yeah? Right? Anything under fucking 15 quid, and it tastes like vinegar. Don't bloody touch the stuff. It's shit. Oh, my God. So Mum has had a go at Dad. Yeah? Dad's had a go at Mum. They're both tired. They've both been missing each other. They're both worried about this debt. They're both worried about what they're going to do next. They're panicking. They didn't sit down and consider what they're doing. They didn't talk to each other like they would do because they fell in love. They loved each other, remember. They looked after their kids. But because this whole incident that happened in a space of a couple of days, weeks or whatever, It's put the fear into them. It put the fear and the nastiness into both of them. And they started arguing a little bit, and kids can hear they're like arguing and stuff. And it's like, and they've gone to bed without the cuddles and that again. It's like, why are they arguing? They don't understand. And all it is Dad's just so pissed off with what's happened. He's been lost and he's had to walk home again. Yeah, knowing that he's just lost his job. And he feels so guilty because he's lost his job. And he shouldn't have felt guilty for losing his job. That guy shouldn't have been a dickhead in the first place and asked him to do the frigging overtime. But Dad felt like he had no choice to do the overtime because he's trying to pay that bloody bill that he's got for £1,000. But when he got offered something, he got taken away straight away. Yeah. He couldn't have that time off without being sacked. And the guy wouldn't let him come back. He could have had a break, got somebody else from an agency. But, oh, no, we can't do that, mate. If we replace you, you're going to have to wait until we ask you to come back again. So he's like, But he sacked him on a Saturday. If he tried finding a job over a weekend, it's not always that great. They didn't have the internet and everything back then, you know. It was all paper, bloody Evening Post and God knows what. Yeah? You couldn't just get a job straight away. You had to walk to the agency. Right? And sometimes on the morning, we're going to make it a bank holiday weekend. There you go. So he couldn't go and find a job on a Tuesday, until a Tuesday. And they used to fuck you around with your money then. Yeah? Especially agencies and stuff. You never got your holiday pay. I wonder how many agencies have not paid holiday pay all over these years. Yeah? I swear to you now, if you check their books, mate, they'll be... You're on about compensation. I swear there's loads of it all over the place. People being screwed over by the agencies back in the day. They've been pretty reasonable nowadays because I don't know if you can get away with it or not. But they never used to pay you your holiday pay. But then you get companies where you could work your holiday pay. So if they worked like that, Dad could have had his break just for a couple of days. You can be a bit sneaky and you just have 2 days off. Right? Then you go and work for another agency, so Dad's got that extra money. And what do you know? All of a sudden, Dad would have had the money. He would have had the money to go somewhere else, but they didn't want to do it that way. They just sacked him instead. So what little money he had left was a bit of holiday pay. And they're not paying him properly. They screwed him over. Oh, you did this, you did that, you did the other. He's not had a break. He's worked for fucking 6 months in a row to try and get this bloody money sorted and everything else like that. Yeah? So Mum and Dad are arguing. The kids can hear the arguing. And all of a sudden, Mum just snaps because she's tired and blah, blah, blah. And they start calling each other names. And Mum slaps Dad. But Dad slaps Mum. And Dad hurt Mum. And Dad took Mum off her feet. He's never hit her. He's may have raised his voice and tell everybody off and everything, but that's what Dad's doing, it. You know, when you're being naughty and all that. But Dad's gone and slapped Mum. But as soon as he's done it, as soon as he understood it was wrong. And Mum starts screaming and crying. But what happens, the snooty sod next door, instead of going around and knocking on and just seeing what happens and understanding what's going on, they just rang the police. Right, and Dad's in a rage and he's saying, I'm sorry, and Mum's going, just having a go at him. She must be would have forgiven the next day. It wasn't a violent thing, not ways the guys just keep kicking shit out, or the mums keep kicking shit out the dads. Works both ways, guys. It's just not, look, it's not always the woman. Yeah, and it's not always the man. It's both ways. The police have come. They kicked down the freaking door and they've arrested Dad. Dad's been dragged away. And Mum's like, no, he's been violent to you, he's done this, he's done that. And Mum's like, no. And they took Dad away. But Dad, because he hit the woman he loved, felt very, very guilty about what he did. He made a mistake. He made a mistake and he felt so guilty about it and things like that. But what happened is, it's like, they made him stay away from the kids because they tried to make out he was a bully to the kids just because he made that one mistake with Mum. And Mum's like, she can't understand it either. You know what I mean? They've made him move out, put an injunction on him. And he's not allowed to go and see his kids, you know. Right? Until he's been through the courts and make sure he's behaved. But he just made a mistake that day. He didn't actually mean to do that to his missus. Or out like that. And she knew that. She knew our fella didn't mean it, but still they've carted him off. They don't want to listen to anybody, and that's what they do. And it's not the coppers' fault. I'm not saying the coppers not listening. I'm just saying it's an idea of how the government don't listen to us. This is what we have to put up with. Everybody, it's all over. It's just not just my story, remember? Yeah? So, Dad's in the pen. Not, just, overnight prison, not the proper pen I wrote like that. It's just... I've slept in there a few times when I'm a bit too pissed and God knows what. Some have good blankets, some have shit blankets, but yeah, you get the gist of it if you spend the night in the prison. And he's just there thinking to himself, how bad. And all he's doing, because he's got the worry of trying to get the job and everything, he's not concentrating. He's not. And he just starts to, the infection, the nasty starts taking over his body. Yeah, the nasty starts taking over his body. And he's feeling dread. He's feeling guilty. He's feeling upset. Why did I do that to her? Why did I do that to her? I won't normally do that. But then you got the coppers, and not all of them are nice, you know. Not all of them at all. A lot of those coppers, not a lot of the coppers I've met have got that evil teacher look in their eyes, you know. You need to start looking at people's eyes, guys. Honestly, you can see it. You can see it. Okay, and I've seen it in many a copper, and I've served coppers. I worked in a pub where there's loads of them all over the place. You didn't say boo without them saying, you know what I mean? What you been doing? You want to make a statement or something? I can't remember what that guy said that to me. I know I said something daft, didn't he? He made a joke, whatever. We'll get to that later. That's in the good part, that is. And yeah, so Dad's in the prison and stuff, and there's something inside him just snapped. He was so disappointed that he hurt the person that he was in love with. And he's so upset that he didn't get to cuddle his kids. But Dad's kind of snapped and he's gone crazy. And he's thought he's the problem because the coppers are giving him shit, trying to make him out to be this big bad bully. You know what I mean? He got social services involved. Yeah, when they could be helping another kid that's really getting bad. So they'll pick on the little person as if they're allowed to do so, as if because they've got that mark on a piece of paper that they've saved mum and the children because Dad kicked off a little bit. Yeah? But they're not getting that person next door who grassed them up in the first place because they're kicking the shit out of their kids. They've not been grassed up because mum and Dad don't want to bother anybody. So they don't want to get involved. So they're not helping out next door. And that's not their fault. It's just we all ignore each other. Okay, we all ignore each other all the time in that way. So, yeah, so the person that should be arrested is the person next door, that mum and dad that's being nasty to the kids all the time because they don't want them. They're just a pay packet. They're on the dole. Yeah, but still, they didn't get done by the bloody TV licence, even though they went next door and fucked up the couple. Yeah, and because of all the nastiness. And Dad disappears. He's gutted. He's disappeared. So he's made sure that he can never hurt his wife or his kids again. So he leaves. He leaves. He's gone. That's it. He's gone. And all of a sudden, Mum don't understand what's going off. Yeah, he's gone. And where's he gone? He's on the streets. He's making sure he doesn't hurt his family. He stayed away because he felt like such a big bad bully. Yeah, even though he does something so small. Yeah, and it's not right to eat your missus, but it's not right to eat your fella either, guys. Mum ate dad, dad ate mum. It's how it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's that knock-on effect from the top to the bottom. How many people have you seen and they go, you do this, you do that, and it's like dominoes, isn't it? You might as well get in a line that I'm trying to make, and just punch each other. Yeah, they got such a knock in the face. And but yeah, so Dad's disappeared. I didn't know where he went, you know. He just disappeared. And there was nothing on the telly saying, have you seen this man, or out like that. There was none of that. Nobody tried to find him. And he just disappeared. And that day he disappeared. It'd be as if he felt like it became nothing. He was unwanted. He felt that gut feeling I felt in his body, and because of the system and the way that they treat us. So he's disappeared. We don't know where he's gone. He's gone. And Mum's depressed. Yeah, Mum's I don't know what to do. She's had to go and make a claim for benefits. She's never been on benefits. And they give you shit when you first try to make a claim and stuff. They give you crap all the time. I'm not on about the universal credits. Vast improvement, guys, compared to the old benefits. But yeah, you fuck the benefits up as well. Yeah, they used to give me a job. I didn't have a choice. They used to give me a job. If I didn't go, I didn't get no fucking money. You know what I mean? And Why are we not still doing that? Why are we going on to a computer? Somebody sits with us, and I've had them look down me like I'm a bit of dirt because I've not got a job, yeah? But I keep telling them I'm ill. I try and remind them every time I go, it's if you got to jog their memory or something. I'm ill. But even though the doctors have told them, they've got the nose, they've got everything they need, you still got this little shit looking at me, it's like, like it's ill dildo, guys. It's not a spoon. And it's like, alright then, fair enough. But yesterday when my fella was here, or last week when my fella was here, we wasn't having to do this. I was earning money just like you. My partner was earning the money for the family. And so basically Mum's got stressed, yeah? Mum starts getting nasty. Mum starts drinking more. Mum is drinking to the point she can't stop. And Mum turns into a pisshead, alright? And there's two different things between alcohol and a pisshead. A pisshead won't admit that she just, they can be quite nasty when they're drinking that way. With an alcoholic, they're always quite open. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, even though they can still be nasty, but they admit what they've done and they understand the drinking and all that. But when people are hiding it and stuff, they get nasty, and I've seen it in these bars working for people. Like you got the landladies and landlords and stuff, and they're drinking, but you're drinking 24/7. They don't give themselves a break. Anybody out there that's drunk for more than a month, if you think I've been to the pub every day, I've had a drink of wine at home, blah, 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 I dare you to try and that week that I said that, when I had my problems, give it a go yourself. You'll understand, but after that week, if you've not had it, it feels great, It's like you're floating a little bit. It's like when you give up cigarettes. It feels like you're floating because you've not got that crap in your body. But yeah, my mum's drinking. But my mum's heartbroken. Mum don't know where her love is. Where is he? She doesn't know where he is, and she's panicking, and she's saying in her head, "Where's my fellow?" And she's desperate, she's despairing, and she starts to lose the will because the person that helped her survive, yeah, all that time with the fella and the person that she went travelling with and everything else, the person that she fell in love with, the person, yeah, they actually found love. Wicked. That's not easy. Yeah, they found what they wanted. And because of all the fat cat companies and the way that they're all having a go. They're all having a go. You've got the TV license, you've got the fat cat boss, you've got everybody else, and even the benefits make it bloody difficult. She's not getting no money. Back then, it could take almost up to 6 weeks to get anything. You used to have to go and beg for it. They used to have to go and beg for it. Say, I need some money, I've got nothing. Then what happens is, she's responsible for paying that bill that set it all off in the first place. That bill they could have done without. That bill they didn't need because apparently we've got some free TV. Could somebody tell me how to get free TV in this country? Because I've never had free TV. Never. And so Mum, start mysterying the kids, start smacking them more. Start just she's lost herself, just like Dad. He's gone and got lost in a different way. He's just buggered off. Mum's lost and she's losing her mind because she's drinking the crap and she's upset and she's got that bottomless feeling in her gut because her fella's not there to help her. And she just loses the will. She just loses the will to live. Now, this is just a story, guys, yeah? But I need to tell it in this way because I don't know how to explain it to get to the point where we could make that better. I'm going to get there in a minute. And you're going to go, oh, we can all dream of a miracle. You will. It's as if that miracle is so hard to get and it's not. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to enjoy that bit. I really am going to enjoy that bit. But yeah, Mum's stressed. She's hurting the kids. Social services are back involved because the kids have got bruises on their arms and everything. Then they take the kids away from Mum because Mum's done what they did when Mum and Dad was together. Because she's stressed, she don't know where her fella is, she's not cooking properly, she's not cleaning properly, but she's stressed and nobody's helping. And people can see she's stressed, but nobody's saying, are you okay? Can I help you? What's up? Her fella's fucked off. Because he feels guilty for what he did in the first place. Because they got angry because he did too much work. Because he's angry because he's got to pay this bloody bill that he never needed. Because apparently we get free TV. And so Mum's despaired, but they took the kids off her. Even though, for all that time that he's gone missing and everything else, and he disappeared for about 7 years or something, right? And before they find out what happened to him. Yeah, you're not going to like that bit, but hey. But, yeah, so she ended up losing the kids. And they've made her out to be some big, big bad bullet, but she's hurt. She's hurting. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know where to get money from. She's having to sell things out the ass and go to freaking cash converters. And you've got your £150 TV, and you're lucky if you get 20 quid, and you look at it and you think, what am I going to do with that? Because you think that big cat bloody bill that's giving you shit and telling you, if you don't pay it, and now we give you that £1,000, we're going to add extra money. But mum's not got no money. She's not got dad there to help. Yeah. And you panic, guys. All you people that got money. If you can just imagine the worst dreaded feeling in your body that you've ever had, and times it by at least almost as much as you can think of, because there's no feeling that describes that bottomless pit when you know you're fucked. And then they worry about people losing it. But then they tell that we've got mental health problems later on in life and stuff. And that's just the half of it. This is just a story. This is just a story. I'm trying to explain how we could just turn it around. Okay? And so, hang on. And yeah, so mum's lost the kids. And she's gutted. She's heartbroken. She feels like she's dirt. The kids are gone into care. Now, the kids are at a point now, because they've had a few whacks and because, and they never did before, they think mum don't love them anymore. So you've got kids potentially that's going to become gangsters, because once they get into that system, if they don't go to children's homes, if they go to a children's home rather than a foster home, if they went to a children's home, even though they've had a good life and everything, they will start getting the nasty in them. Some children's homes are not nice to live in, yeah? It's a case of... survival of the fittest. You have a fight or be bullied. So you learn to fight. You do learn to fight. I've been robbing. I've been made to do things when I was in those bloody children's home. Robbing cars. I never wanted to do it. But if you didn't, fucking hell, the beatings you used to get was nothing compared to what my mum used to give me. I mean, proper beatings. And I used things as well, like bats and fucking... They rip side of fences off. Do as you fucking told. Go in that bloody ass now and go and get what I want. And just so you know, that did happen. And the guy who made me do that, I took a picture of the fucking idiot on the people's houses that we tried to make me rob, and I took a picture of him. And he got caught. I'm so fucking glad they put me back to my foster mum, because he would have smashed me in. And he called me up later, and he did smash me in, actually. Yeah, fucking bastard. But do you know something? Even though I got a beating, the way he got caught was just so stupid. I just took a picture of him. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, what was that? And I saw the fact that film was in it and everything. No, they got all wind up things. So basically, where they've come home and they understand that they're being robbed and everything, but I left them a picture. I didn't take a picture of myself, but yeah, got you, Anchor. I got a finger for you. I've got a finger for you. I got you. Yeah, that day I got the nasty and I really enjoyed it. And all I did was take a picture. And they had it on the camera when they developed it. Who the fuck is that? Oh no. So they had him in the end. Yeah. I think he ended up living for about 6-7 months, because he'd been robbing other houses and cars and stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, 6 or 7 months. They robbed a man's house, robbed a car. They only did nothing. But then they get out on good behaviour. They get given 7 months and they get out on good behaviour. Seriously? So you're rewarding them because they're being good. But then, because they've not done as long as a stretch, they're just going to do the same shit again, because you're not punishing properly in the first place. You didn't give him a job. You didn't give him a career before he left. You fucking muppets. Absolute fucking plebs, all of you at the top. You're bloody plebs, man. Fucking hell. Can't you figure that one out? But you don't want to live that life. You want to ignore it. Yeah, because you're all right. You're safe in your house, and your car and everything is safe. Yeah, you feel safe, but you're not safe. If not all those people on the bottom were not here, you would not be safe, because you'd be next. Be always somebody else that they're going to pick on. Yeah, so Mum, yeah, that's the end of the story, really. What else can I say? Yeah, that one thing that could have been changed fucked up that family. So with the good is the bad, and I'm not done much bloody good yet, but I'm gonna switch it around. Now, all I want to do is just use your imagination this time. Yeah, of how it could be if we did it right. And there was one simple thing what started this story off. And I've asked people before. I'm going to say job share. And I've asked companies, do they do that? Oh, we don't do that. Don't do what? Job share? What's he on about? It's a 12-hour shift, right? Why can't mum and dad share that shift? Why can't the fat cat bosses just get off their back a minute, right, and just look at what they're doing? So the fat cat boss has decided, I don't know, we'll say he's just had an epiphany or something like that, and he decided not to be such an arsehole. So he's thinking, because one company did do it, they did split up the shifts, so other people that, single parents and stuff can do it, but that's what everyone should be doing. It's just one company. I've never actually known anybody else to do that. Now, you understand, I've had over 30 jobs in the way of factories and stuff. Yeah, you do 1 week here, blah, blah, blah. It's not like I've stayed there for ages and buggered off. But yeah, I've done loads of jobs in that way. But come on, let's get to the good story. Let's get to how I think we could change that. All right? Right. For starters, no. What we're doing? Yes. There's the job in it, the hours and stuff like that.
I don't think that's good enough.
Right, I'm back. Had to review that. Yeah. Right, I'm back. Had to review that. Yeah, long bloody story. I ain't stopped yet, so do excuse if I'm burning your ears a little bit. But yeah, the ideal situation of how we could live. Yeah, and you think of miracles, but I want to say it in a different way, where how it could have been, how it could have gone totally different, and how we all could teach each other in a very similar way. If we was actually looked after properly by our country, by our world, by the people at the top, yeah, and just start spreading this love, okay? That company could have shared the job with Dad, okay? They could have, when he went up to the manager, he's gone up to the manager to do a job share, and they told him no. Why not? Why couldn't Mum do a 6-hour shift? Why couldn't Dad do a 6-hour shift? So Dad does the early shift. He don't mind doing the walk in the morning. All right. So he don't mind walking. You know, he's not doing a 12-hour shift anymore. He don't mind the walk. Yeah. So he didn't really need the scooter, but he gets one anyway. Because guess what? He's earning a little bit of extra money. How did he earn the extra money? You got to think. How did he earn that extra money? Yeah, it's just the same money if they're both sharing the job. I'll get to that in a minute. All right. So just imagine it. Just imagine the fact that the boss has gone, not been a dick or anything else like that. He's actually being nice for a change. And he's told his manager off and gone, do you know something, mate? I'm sick of doing it this way. If you don't treat my staff right anymore. And he's put the percentage down as well. Yeah, so you're not having to kill yourself at an 80%. But he's decided he's going to share the job, not just for mum and dad, but everybody else who's a mum and dad. Right? He's thinking, okay, yeah. He's a 24-hour company. He doesn't stop. They're going 24/7. All right. So Dad does the 6 till 12. Yeah, he's done 6 hours. Mum's all right. She's happy to do the 12 till 6. Wow. Wow. They could share the job. Wow. Yeah, all these people on the benefits and things like that are struggling, right? They could share the jobs. Yeah, but that means you free up a little bit of time. So that person is a single person, yeah, could actually go and do those 6 hours. Obviously not at 6 o'clock in the morning when you got to sort your bloody kids out. So don't be all stupid like that, saying you can do crap like that, because I'm not saying it in that way, right? It doesn't work that way. When you're a single mum, you've got to try and get a job that's a 9 to 5. And then to tell you help you with childcare, but you're lucky if you get it back. They screwed me over. They give me like 15 fucking quid when I pay £500 to pay for my kids to go bloody, because I'm trying to set myself up in a job, which I can't really do because my legs are hurting, but I feel I should do that. I did that. Okay? And it's crap. They didn't give me no bloody childcare, even when they said that we're going to help you out. And they didn't. So I ended up paying £500 that I couldn't afford. I lost that money. Done. Gone. You don't get the chance to get ahead in any way, shape or form. You're always behind. And all it takes is that little bit of money. We shouldn't need the money. We shouldn't need the money. We should be sharing. And I'm going off again. I apologise. But yeah, so the epiphany. They shared the fucking job, people. They shared the job. And it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah? Because Dad used to get up. He used to go to work. But he wasn't tired. He wasn't tired. He'd only done 6 hours. He's thinking, only 6 hours is like he's not done anything. Only 6 hours. It's a 6-hour shift. And he's thinking to himself, this is bloody great. He's not just walked to work slowly. Yeah? He's walked to work with a bloody... Easy skanking. He's got that walk. You know the song. You know me like my reggae. Easy skanking. He's walking to work, mate. He thinks he's flossing it just because he's doing a 6-hour bloody shift. And Mum's looking forward to it. She's done her bit. She's got the kids ready. But Mum don't have to get up until an hour or two later. So she's got a bit. She's got her extra time in bed in the morning. Right? So she's got her extra time. Kids are up. As Dad? Oh, Dad's okay. He's gone to work. He's had his breakfast. He had a breakfast. Yeah, he didn't have a crappy bit of cereal because he's worried about the fact that he's worried that his kids don't have enough food and stuff like that. And it's happening, guys. It's happening. Kids are going hungry because they can't afford the food. They're going to these food banks and shit like that. So think about the scenario. Think about it, please. Yeah? I'm trying to make a point to this song. I'll come back to me later on, but I'm just trying to make a point of how it could be. So, yeah. But not only... This must be an ideal world I'm thinking of. Now, that place I dreamt about back in the day. Because it must be an ideal world. We can't do this. Oh, hang on a minute, hang on. What am I thinking? Excuse me. Yeah, and I'm a sarcastic bastard as well. I don't mind being like that. Especially if it gets the point across. But they're sharing the job. So, Dad, he's easy skanking to work, man. He feels great. He feels great. Yeah? So, he's gone to work. He's done his job. And guess what? Even though the boss has put it down, he's put his percentage down. His percentage is like 95, and he thinks great. Hang on, I was supposed to do bloody 60 because he's put it down, but I've done 95, and he feels good. He feels good that he's done a good job, and all of a sudden, he's got a different feeling. And what is it? It's not the nasty. Oh, hang on, what's this? Oh, it's a warm feeling. Oh, I haven't had that for a while. What's that? Oh, hang on, I'm happy. I'm working in a shit job that I don't want to do. But he's happy. And why is he happy? Well, I don't know. Why is he happy? I wonder why. I'll tell you why. Because guess what? Guess who's coming at 12 o'clock? His missus. His missus, the one he's not seen, you know, because she's had a lay in. He's let her have a lay in. He's got up, he's had his breakfast, he's buggered off. He's done his easy skanking to work. Yes. He's done his job. He's done his 85%. Yeah, what, 95%? Who gives a shit? He's had a good day. And the manager, because he got told off, "You all right, mate? How are we doing?" "Yeah, not so bad." And because he spoke to him like a person rather than a piece of shit, he feels even more better. He's looking at the guy thinking, who's that? As if, like, the person in front of him that used to treat him like shit is talking to him nice. Like, what? Oh, he can't understand a bit. He's like, okay, fair enough. He's still easy shanking, mate. He's done his job, he's done whatever. But there's a special treat for him. His missus, she don't want, you know, she's walking to work as well. She dropped the kids off. She's had her bit of dinner before she gets there, so she's already had her dinner. But Mum decided to treat Dad, so she made him some special sandwiches or something like that, because he eats his dinner on the way home. Yeah, so she's made hers, you know, how you do with your budget, you make it all together. So she's got his dinner ready for him to walk home. It don't seem so bad when you're walking home and you're eating your dinner and all that sort of thing, does it? It's not too bad, especially if you've got an hour to walk, because we're not allowed an electric scooter. Yep. And but what's the surprise? You think, what's the surprise? Get on with it, you bobbling git, you know what I mean? Bumbling, whatever. Yeah? The surprise is, Mum's standing there when he's finished his shift, because she's gone a little bit early. She's not there at 12 o'clock. She's got there for 11:30. Because he's done a good job, the boss says, oh, do you want to go 10 minutes early? And he's gone, no, yeah, 10 minutes early, what am I going to do? Yeah, because normally you don't see the missus. She goes in, he goes out, and they might go hello at the clocking machine and that, but that's all right. They get to see each other, you know. They're sharing the job. They're sharing this job. They're sharing this job. Yeah. And she's there. And what a surprise, eh? You don't normally get to see her for a week. And all of a sudden, hang on, I've just finished work and she's there. You're right, darling, how are you? I thought I'd bring you some dinner. And guess what? He gets that one thing that actually could spread that love. He gets his cuddle and he gets his kiss, and he remembers that he got that feeling inside of him. It's like, and they get to give each other a cuddle and a kiss and everything else like that. But we can all dream of miracles, but keep with it. And I'm being sarcastic on purpose. Yep. Right? And so Mum and Dad's had a cuddle, and he feels even better now. He's not easy skanking him. What can I come up? I don't even know what's come up. He feels great. Yeah, he's had a kiss off his missus. She's looking all right. She's all right. And he's great. He's not had to work that extra 7 hours. He's not had to work that extra 6-hour shift, because Mum's going to do it. So Dad goes and does his bit at home. Yeah, he's walked home. He's got his dinner for his missus. His missus got the cuddle that she needs as well. Yeah, it's not one-sided. There's been able to give each other that little bit of love that they need. And so, because that boss was able, right, to spread that time, yeah, Dad's able to actually do a couple of extra hour shifts, but maybe with Mum just passing by. And sometimes that's what you need with your partner. When you're in love with somebody, it's not about just being with them. The fact they're in the same room and you can see them, and you pull a funny face or something, and you make each other laugh, and and yeah, it kind of affects your work a little bit. It's when you smack her on the arse without nobody looking. Yes, darling, you know what you're getting tonight. It's just fun to learn, but they're having a bit of fun again, like they did when they went travelling. So they remember why they fell in love. They remember why they love each other, and they've not got that dread in their mind, because Dad's able to do a couple of extra hours, or Mum can go a little bit early. So they do maybe a 7-hour shift. We'll just give them an extra hour a day, just because they want to put an extra money in. But they could do that without stressing. That manager didn't have to ask. Dad's gone over to the manager, and because he spoke to it in the manner which is more appropriate, yeah, he's gone, do you need me for another hour? And they've gone, thank you. Hang on. I'm not doing it in front of my kids. Yeah, and Dad's gone up to the boss because he's cuddled his missus, he's done his shift, he's going home, he's going to spend time with his kids, and he's going to make his missus a nice good dinner, because he made a promise when he smacked her arse, and he don't like breaking his promises. Yeah, because Mum's not going to be tired when she gets home. She's going to have a bit of time for Dad, and Dad's maybe almost got the kids in bed, because when they give their mum a kiss goodnight and all that, so they stay up a little bit, and they have the supper, and they can go to bed, but they're happy, because they got to spend the afternoon with Dad. Dad's gone and picked him up from school, and they can't believe it. What are you doing here, Dad? Oh, me and Mum's sharing the job now. Didn't we tell you? Yeah, we're going to live in this beautiful, ideal world. Yeah? The one that we all saying that we want, but we're not willing to go and get. Oh, right. Oh, wicked, Dad. All right. Are we going to go play then? Yeah, come on. Let's spend some time together. Just me and you. His 2 kids have actually spent time together, rather than him going home, being totally battered and maybe angry or whatever, because that fat cat boss, yeah, shared the shift. But guess what? That fat cat boss didn't lose out on money. because he's still got the people to do the job that he needs, and we can all share the jobs. It doesn't have to be mum and dad, it could be your mates or anything. But the thing is, that means that you don't need to keep putting your money up, and as if they don't want us to do that. And it's like the old switcheroo trick, like when a con man gives a person, they give us the minimum wage and things like that, and it's like that switcheroo thing, right? Where they'll give them a tenner and ask them for change. Then they give the change back and ask them for the tenner. Then they keep saying blah, 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 blah. And this is like the minimum wage. They keep putting it up. So you're kind of losing track of what's what. Before you know it, that con man's got £20 in his pocket and that till's £20 down. Even though he brought something. So he's got that thing for free and everything. And it's just like that's what they're doing. They're trying to con us. And as if they're putting the money down, but they're getting it back again. And they say that they help us when it comes to the coronavirus, but how many of them companies struggled? But we've just had to take it. We just had to take it. Yeah? And they've gone out of business. And they could be that dad that was on the streets because he ran away from his missus. And this coronavirus business, sometimes I think that's just a warning, It was horrible that happened. Yeah, but the fat cat bosses at the top were still having their frigging parties, doing what they wanted. Why all us at the bottom did as we were told. No matter what race, colour that all we was, regardless of who was at the top, we all had to do as our told. But yet, they still went and had his party. Yeah? I'm not dissing you totally, mate, but at the end of the day, you still had your party. And all you're doing is as if like you're trying to prolong it so you can brush it under the carpet. Just like the teacher that time, they just brushed it under the carpet. Just like these words, you're going to try and brush me under the carpet. Because you don't want, because you know full well you couldn't handle 5 minutes of our lives. Not even 5 minutes. You wouldn't last 5 minutes, mate. You'd fucking have that red pill so freaking quick, and you'd stick it up your own arse just to make sure it worked. You wouldn't do it. So why are you letting your people in your country and every other country suffer? When it's so easy just to fucking share. I'm sorry to do this swearing bit and everything else. Like, it just has to come out as it is. Yeah? I am sick of this government, those people at the top. I am sick of them. They don't know the math from the frigging arsehole. You don't know which bloody pipe they're talking out half the time. So like I say, go and get stoned, mate, because you might actually get somewhere when it comes to the country and everybody helping each other out instead of being fucking greedy and giving those that's got money and you think that's more important than everybody the right to just treat everybody else like shit. But when you find somebody doing wrong, you always point the bloody finger. As if like you're diverting it from yourselves. You're guiltier than you think when it comes to those scandals with bloody, what's this, old Jimmy Savile, fucking all of them, yeah? There's more to that than you think. I've lived in these children's homes where these children have been hurt like that. And there's always some extra story. There's something that somebody's not saying. Yeah? So if you're that person that's keeping it to yourself and you know somebody got hurt and you know there's more of a story, regardless of who it was, it doesn't have to be Savile and anything. There's fucking rapists all over the place. Yeah? And nasty people beating up kids and women and God knows what. Yeah? People are being stolen, for fuck's sake, off the streets to go and work in these brothels. But if we all made that line, we could find that brothel, shut it down, and take those nasty people, yeah, and stick in that single fucking cell on their own. Don't give them no time. Don't give them a clock on the wall. Don't give them nothing. Just let them sit in the only place they can stand up is when they're having a bloody piss. The rest of the time, it's just to bed at that level. And if you want to go out, there's not an outside. You get to see the outside. And round the side, they take it in turns having a walk. They don't get to see each other, right, in the cells. They don't get to talk to each other. Yeah, let's pad it up so they can't speak to anybody. And they get to walk around the edge of the cell. And you get one a day, if you're good. Do you know something? If they've got, yeah, you could leave them there for 3 months. They feel like they've been there for ages. And yeah, some are going to go freaking crazy. But do you know something? At least we can weed out the nasty ones. They can. That boat idea, we didn't want to do that. Prison boats. Well, at least they're fucking escape. You go and shock to face waters and you let them out, don't you? Yeah, lads, anybody want to jump? Feel free. That's the nasty boat. That's the nasty boat. Yeah, not everyone in prison deserves to be in prison. They try to look after each other. Yeah? and they're in prison because of the system, and they let the nasty person win. Be it they've robbed your house and they've killed them all. You know the stories. You know the stories. We've all been through it. The ones at the bottom. Yeah? I challenge anybody in that parliament could swap lives and just see how much it is of a struggle when you're doing them 12 fucking hour shifts when the greedy bastard can just share it in the first place. We can share all these jobs, get everyone off employment, but you're not going to do that because you're not going to make enough money off us, are you? You're not going to be able to screw us over and lord it up over us like you have done for years and years and years, regardless of race or creed. You've been doing it for fucking years, lads. And this is my telling off to you. You need to stop and sort out your country. Otherwise, bugger off and let the stoners do it when we're talking about a bit of bloody bread that actually tastes nice, even though it's just bread. You see how passionate and angry about this I am. But I'm getting angry, and I don't want to get angry. But yeah, Dad spent time with the kids. He did. He spent time with the kids. And when Mum come home, she gave the kids a cuddle. She read them a story. She wasn't tired. But Dad and Mum was able to sit down, yeah, and just watch the telly. Yeah? And they wasn't struggling. They had money in the pocket. They was able to do extra work for the bosses. And guess what? Dad made friends with that manager. No, because he asked him, and when he asked him, and he says, thank you, but I don't need anybody. Because we've shared the jobs, we don't need all the extra people. You don't have to do all those hours now. But they still get the same money each. Because if you shared it, we wouldn't need all the money, would we? But they don't think about that. They don't think about making these companies making people work 24/7. There's some right crack companies out there. You're buying from them, guys. You know, the top shops and all that sort of thing. And I'm not on about that bloody shop. I'm about all these online order places. You ever worked in them? They're crap. You've got a catalogue one down the road from me, and they're running around like idiots. They want you to do 12-hour shifts, and they're the ones doing that sort of thing. So it's not just a story. It's happening on my doorstep, yours doorstep, everybody's doorstep. But when we could just share. If you've got a mate or a missus or someone, yo mate, let's go and share that job. And you'd have a laugh together and everything else like that. But then you can go out and do things together. Rather than smoking weed, you might actually go frigging mountain boarding or something. Yeah? Or just something totally different because you don't feel so skint. You can actually look at something and go, I wouldn't mind doing that. And it could be something you do with your kids, your friends, your auntie. You might even be able to take your granddad to go bogling if he knows never how to go. Yeah, that man that was nasty and violent maybe back in the day, you're going to have to teach him how to love a person and not be nasty. And if they are being nasty, you tell them, regardless of race, regardless of who you are. You've got to remember, we was all born, even though we didn't want to be. We was all born. Yeah, no matter who you are or what you are, yeah, or where you're from, we was all born. So yeah, back to Mum and Dad. Yeah, I'm ranting a bit there, but you need telling, guys. Nobody, and you don't want to listen to us at all. So if I say this to people, I don't want people to go and get violent. We can't solve it if we decide to go and get violent. I'm going to tell you that story in a bit about the vision. Not a vision. I keep calling it a vision. I'm not no fucking psychic. I'm just some crazy dude that's hurt for fucking 30 odd years. And I've been hurting a long, long time, and there's people hurting more than me. And there's kids that have been right this minute, right while you're watching your telly, you think you're safe. Yeah? All you people that's got money in your pocket, you got to understand that you're not safe. Because when Jimmy Savile and everything did what they did, you got to understand, people that was going to the BBC want us to skint because we can't even afford the fucking bus fare to get to bloody London. Yeah? I can't remember how old I was when I had my first holiday. My parents have spent it on God knows what because they weren't educated when they was kids. Yeah? So when it come to the money, I think first holiday must have been when I had to come out of care. And that's because the care system gave them the money to take us on holiday. It was just a day trip. They spent the rest of it. We could have had a week's holiday with what they got given. Yeah, but we had a day trip so they could spend it on themselves. But if we educate them, they wouldn't do that in the first place, would they? Because I wouldn't have been born. Because she might have put a condom on. Yeah, or my dad might have put on. Yeah, he's just as fucking guilty. Yeah, give me all the bloody excuses why he couldn't be with me. It's your mum's fault. It's mum. And he just pointed the finger. And in the end, he just got fucking lazy. He couldn't be arsed. Yeah? So sorry, Dad. My dad had problems as well, mate. Said, I'm trying to break this curse of, like, this nastiness. My dad had nastiness to it. Yeah? You remember that thing, Clockwork Orange, where the guy's hooked up and they're shocking him? That actually happened. And that was in the 70s. Yeah, it's not like it happened 50, 60, 70 years ago, back in the day when they first discovered that island. Yeah? It's just something about that situation that seems like they lied about them being savages and stuff. Like I said, I can just imagine them just dancing away. And they're living their lives. And we come along with our guns, our weapons, thinking we're bigger, bagger and harder than us. We took everyone away from their homes. And nowadays, it's just a modern world where somebody is actually picking on somebody else. Yeah, the white people bloody fighting white people. There's all different people in frigging Ukraine and Russia and everything else like that, just like there is in this country. And they don't care about just going blowing whoever up because they want a bit of land. They want a bit of land. And why? Because there's too many of us. We're just having too many kids. So how long is it before somebody proper threatens us and puts a bomb across us, whoever it is? Yeah? When is it we're going to get another Twin Towers happen? Because it seems like they got away with what they did. Yeah? They've got that city now. They've got that city. They're making another plan, guys. They are making another plan. And they're going to come and get us at some point. They will. But if it's not them, it's going to be somebody else, and then somebody else, and somebody else. Why are you making these rockets and stuff if you're not intending on using them? Yeah? One of them's bad enough. I've just got visions sometimes of like some kid playing Xbox that lives near one of these nuke places, and he doesn't know it's there, that kid. And accidentally, I don't know, he bloody hacks into the fucking computer or something, and he thinks it's a game. Do you remember the old film? Yeah, you know that film. But this little kid don't nothing. Yeah, he's playing GTA, but he's accidentally gone into his facility. But for some reason, somebody's hacking something else. So this kid's gone into this thing, and he's put the code in by accident, and all of a sudden, boom! Gone. So we could actually be taken out by accident because we got these things on our planet in the first place. Yeah? It's like, come on, let's just look at the bigger picture. Let's help each other. Let's love each other. Don't be violent. Don't go bloody rioting in the streets. That's not how we do it. We get together, we hold our hands, we sweep the country, we find all these people that need helping, but at the same time, we tell the government that we don't want this no more. You go to your fat cat boss and say, I can share my job with my missus and you'd make my life so much better. And you still can be greedy because you're still getting your bloody money. Because let's be honest, the wages are crap now. Yeah, I used to get shitloads of wages when I was a kid, mate. Shitloads. I used to get £9.70 an hour. You can barely get that on your minimum wage on your night job. You're doing a night shift and stuff like that. You used to get proper money. I used to get paid like £22 an hour, guys. I was like, I'm 42. I'm 42, so when I was 18, 19 and things like that, I left my YTS to go and do a better job. Yeah? I didn't do a better job, to go to a proper paid job. Yeah? And it's happening all over. We're getting nothing. It's as if like they've let the people into the country when they said we didn't want to join the Euro. It's as if like they said, okay, we're going to do it to fill up all the factories, so we're getting what we need and all that sort of thing. So they sell everything else to other countries and that. So it could be a greed thing. They've pulled everybody over. And now we're all moaning about the minimum wage and everything else like that. They're saying, oh, you told us that we want to leave. Yeah, we're doing it for the British people. We're leaving now, but we didn't want to fucking be a part of it in the first place. So why is it did they all of a sudden, change their mind? That Prime Minister that left, I can't remember his name. Yeah, you'll see what he was doing in an interview when he's in the London bit and everything. And when he says that, I've had enough of this, he got it there quick. He knew full well something was wrong. You see it in his eyes, you know. I can read people's eyes. I talk with my eyes. And when you're looking at people for so long and things like that, you can see what they're kind of saying. There was something he wasn't saying that the government was going to do or something like that, as if they're holding some big secret, like the parties. They know the parties that they had. I wonder that Boris Johnson just got pointed out, so everyone's pointing the finger, and the first thing they do, sack him. Well, nobody wants the fucking job, so there's no point sacking him, because no other fucking pleb wants the fucking job. Yeah? Because they know full well either someone's fucked up or something's gone wrong. But why are we leaving that EU? They've taken so long to do that. They've taken so long. And it's as if they've done it on purpose, and still it's up in the air. Where's our compensation? Where's our compensation, people? Where's our compensation? The fact that we didn't want to be part of it in the first place. But I've met good friends because they did do it. Yeah, and now we're part of it. What's the point of leaving? It does not make no sense. But you're not going to give us no compensation. Have you done it so you put the wages down so everyone can keep the money? Because we're getting shit wages now. because there's more people, yeah, than jobs or whatever you want to do. But I still reckon we could share it. I still reckon we could share those jobs, all those shitty jobs you don't want to do, and those people that avoid going to those jobs because it's so hard or they can't get to it or blah blah blah. If they've only got to do a 6-hour shift a day, yeah, they're more inclined to go to it. And sometimes you might not even have to do bloody 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. You could just do 3 days because there's so many people that need a job. They could all share the job. Not everybody in the bloody country. I go and think about it. Somebody's going to put me out as being stupid because of what I've said. But you understand where I'm coming from. Why can't we share these things? Share the load. Yeah, you tell people that we need to ask for help when they're struggling. And when they ask for help, you ignore us. You ignore us. You ignore the dad that had to leave his family because he had to pay that bill. And that's the good bit of a story. Mum and dad are watching telly. And guess what? The BBC have decided to go pay-per-view. Dad's gone, ooh, what's on? Do you know something? I've not watched EastEnders for bloody ages because I'm always bloody working. Oh, right. Oh, this has been happening. I'm telling him what's happening. And they decide to pay for that month. Yeah, because you always have to pay for a month. It doesn't work for a week and everything else like that. So they've paid that tenner because they've been to work, they've shared the job, and they've paid that tenner for that TV licence that they fucking want off you. Yeah? And all of a sudden, they start getting more money because people are wanting to pay for it because they can actually afford it and not worrying about that £1,200 shit off debt that fucked their family up in the first place. Yeah? Am I not making sense? Am I the crazy one? Because if I am, I'll admit who I am. You leave my girls alone and you can take me away. All my girls are all right, my family's all right, and you don't pick on them. I will gladly be locked away and you can put me wherever you want to me. I don't care about no Xbox or nothing. You stick me in an hole, alive, and you can feed me the bare bread and water. I will go to sleep because every time I go to sleep, I go to my happy place. I go to that place where I go to my dreams. I go where I'm safe because I'm not safe on this world because the people at the top that don't want to see what they've done and they've caused all that all the way through friggin' history, all the way through. You're the reason why they got people fucking robbing everybody and things like that because you all took people from their homes back in the day. Yeah, so if you want to talk about history and not having like statues around and things like that, so you made a big thing about those people putting the guys throwing that stupid statue into the water. Oh, as if like what they did was really bad. It's just a fucking statue. Because if I went and got a big silver dildo, a big massive one, and stuck it outside the BBC and the fucking Houses of the Parliament, they'd have been arrested and locked up and undrawn and quartered. Yeah, because they find that offensive. Yeah, because it's a sexual toy and things like that. But I'm telling you, that's what's up your arses, guys. Yeah, that's what you're walking with. Because you may as well go, fucking commoner. Well, don't forget, we're all commoners. It's the Queen that's the Queen. Everybody else under her, yeah, we're all bloody commoners. Remember that. Remember that. Tell them, go to work on Monday and tell them, don't have a go at your bosses. Just tell them, listen to this, because this guy's got a bloody point. Why am I working all the hours? You could share it with your kids. You know, if your kids got to 16, 17 and being lazy on the frigging Xbox, now instead of them causing shit outside, yeah, you can say, we've got a job for you. So when you get to a certain age, then you start teaching them to work, and they might not have to work in the factories. And you know something? We might actually get that future that we're looking for. You know, the one where we're flying around all over on bloody Impressor 2s, lads. I'm going to go for that one. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know what an Impressor 2 is? GTA 5, right? We can all be flying around and crap like that because we've all pulled together. And those kids that you think are stupid and thick and worthless have actually got better ideas than you that actually had the education. Yeah, I'd love some commoner out there to come along and actually take over the Houses of Parliament. Because I swear to you guys, yeah, if you want to swap jobs for a day, you wouldn't last 5 minutes. But that commoner that's been on the dole, that's been treated like shit, that's on the streets because he had to pay this licence that he didn't really need to pay in the first place because we're supposed to have free TV, remember? Yeah? I bet he could run that House of Commons better than you, even though he ain't got a clue what he's doing. But you couldn't live his life. You could not live his life for 5 minutes. What would you do if you had your hands smashed with an hammer? Yeah, what would you do? You'd shit yourself. Yeah, and you'd want to take that red pill quicker than all the others who have to put it with the bullshit in the first place. You say you want a world for all, but you don't practice what you preach in any way, shape, or form. You may get a nice one come along now and again, but all you'll do is point the finger at the nice one and make him look like some horrible git and sack him so you can brush him under the carpet, because you don't want that. You don't you? None of you want that. And sometimes I don't know if we've gone too far. You know that bit when I keep saying, are we worth saving? But have we gone too far? As that nastiness, because it's gone all the way over through the years, as that nastiness, the infection, is that the infection we're never going to stop? We can't find a cure for it. There's no cure. There's no booster shots or anything else like that. But instead of us going quicker, it's going to take ages to kill us. Or we're just going to kill ourselves. And regardless if you go to your guardian angel or not, yeah, if you kill yourself, you might end up going to limbo. And limbo scares me. There's something about that one, the way it's like bad. And my guardian angel did tell me. She did tell me. And I said, these are the stories that I want to tell you, because I just feel like a weirdo. I do. But we'll come back to that later. Yeah, we're on about mum and dad, and they're paying for you, and they're watching the teller, and they don't feel stressed, and they have that cuddle. And I was going to go upstairs and honour his promise, well, when he was in the bar, in the factory, and he slapped his missus's bum, but they've gone to sleep together, feeling happy. The kids are upstairs, are happy. They've seen the dad, they've seen the mum, they've had a good breakfast. Mum got out to work. Dad did not kill himself to try and earn all the money. Yeah. But the good thing about it is, when they want some extra money, they can just do 3 days each. Somebody can do that overtime here and there. So once a month, if they just do 2 days each between it, they've had that extra money. But instead of it going on the TV licence, because they're trying to screw money out of them for 1,200 quid, because they've been caught for something when they could have just watched free TV in the first place. And I'll say it again, how the hell do we get to watch free TV without a telly? Yeah, take that bloody aerial out. Do we have to record the fact that we ripped it out the back of our tellies and ripped the frigging aerial off the roof? Because I'll climb up there with my bare hands like frigging Assassin's Creed, mate. Yeah, and if I fall off, I don't give a shit if I got bad legs. I might have another go. Because if I don't have to pay that shit to you guys, then I prefer to do it that way. So you tell us either how we can have that free TV, that state's free TV, or tell us who we're suing. But yeah, I'm going again. But yeah, dad and mum and everything, and you know something, family's happy. And because they're able to earn that extra bit of money, and they do have a bit of time together, they get to go on holiday more. They get to do different things. They're not just stuck on the Xboxes and the tablets and watching all these nasty things on YouTube. Watching all these people be rich, yeah? And showing you what's happening. So we're seeing all that good life and everything. And I don't know, I'm not saying the people are not nasty on these things. They're not nice people. They're having a laugh. They're doing daft things and stuff like that. But our kids are seeing that. Our kids are seeing what it's like to be rich. Yeah, and they want that. Yeah, and we never saw that when we was younger. We're just lucky if we, I don't know, had a pair of frigging roller skates and all that. But they're seeing all that. So what are they going to do if they're hurting like me and being brought up in the wrong way, and they're seeing all that now? How greedy are they going to get later on? So what are they going to do to get what they want? Yeah? So if we don't stop it now, our next generation is fucked, but we can teach them even if we're screwed up. All right? So if you're hurting, hold on. And if you listen to this message and you think what I'm saying is right, please pass it on. Don't let them silence me. Record it. Record it all. There's no reason why we can't all get together and just share. Every last one of us, whoever you are, okay? Because there's a man that spoke to me all those years ago, and he's got a song of this ideal place, and it's not so difficult to get. It's not my place. It's not the place I thought I might have visited when I was a kid. Yeah, it's not that place when I'm asleep, when I'm trying to hide from bullies. Okay? It's a place that we could achieve if we just got rid of all the nastiness and the history. But you need to take them silver dildos out your arses, mate, and not just arrest me. But like I said about that statue and stuff like that, they find it offensive, and as if he was blaming them for throwing it in the water. If that guy did all that shit to their ancestors and stuff like that, and we should have ground it down, melted it, and made it into a statue, a different statue. And I've got one for you. It could have said, "We're sorry." So that slave guy, that the fucking, I don't know, you may as well put the silver dildo up his arse and all, you know what I mean? That bit nasty. At some point, it was nasty to kids, nasty to people, and nasty to everyone. And you put him on that pedestal for all these people to see, and every time you look at him thinking, bastard. Yeah, so that's that teacher. That's that teacher that hurt me. But you're defending that teacher because they're telling off, because they're trying to make it a thing. You tried to make it a thing. You concentrated on the fact that they was throwing that thing in the water. Yeah, it was on about racism and things like that, how you've hurt them. And I can understand why people are angry. But when you're getting angry, you get that infection, don't you? You get that nastiness inside you. But sometimes you forget the cause that you're fighting for, and it turns to anger. And then you got riots and shit. But so we can't do that. If you get this message, we can't riot. We need to hold the person that you're thinking of stabbing, put that knife down, give it to the coppers and say, "Yo, mate, get rid of that crap. I don't want to do it anymore." And you hold the hand to the person next to you, regardless of hand or creed, and we go and find them kids. Does anybody else want to come and find these kids and the people that are hurting? Because I do. Because they're there, they're hurting. I've been there. And they're hurting more than me. So do you want to stand with us all together and just create this world that shouldn't be so difficult to achieve? This has been fighting since the start of time. Killing, fighting, be it over religion or what. Yeah, it's all there. And you're still there with your greediness. It's just greed. If we was all to share, then we could be like that sci-fi movie where people's not got no money, but everyone's sharing everything. And guess what? They're off out in space exploring. Because sometimes, they know that bit where they're trying to get to Mars, and I thought to begin with, I don't want to go there. Do you know something? It's a good idea, isn't it? Fucking hell. But there's going to be somebody loading it up, and they'll punish you by chucking you outside where you can't fucking breathe or something. Yeah? There's always going to be that one person, because they've had the money to pay for that rocket. We're better than you. But we can't share. If we all shared a job, how nice would that be? Let's get them talking about that. Could you physically share all the jobs? You've got all these 12-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts, 5-hour shifts. You could get the pubs up and running and things like that. Yeah? And you should have times where you close the pubs because they've made enough money, and you give everyone a week off and you say, look, you can't just drink all the time. Yeah, because it's crap. Yeah? And get pissed and be violent and be nasty to people. Yeah, I've not even got to the reason why I even told this story. Yeah? I've not even there yet, but you got to understand, guys, we can all change it, but we shouldn't have to be violent about it or go on a rampage because you want to nick a fucking telly from a shop from a guy that's just looking after his kids. Yeah, because you ruin all that when we do it that way. It's not nice when you got the violence. And if you do that violence, whoever you are, and wherever you are, if it was to be like that, you're nothing more than that nasty teacher that fucking hurt me that day. You're nothing better than that. And you're nothing better than the fat cat boss that wants you to work all the time. And you're nothing better. Yeah? So no matter if you've been a gangster or no matter if you're on the dole, it doesn't matter. If you're struggling and everything else like that, let's all get together, peeps. Come on. And let's sing a song. Somebody might have guessed the song. I'm not even ready for that yet. Yeah? But there's a song. There's two of them, actually. One of them I want to sing to a little bit. But I'm going to leave you that. I'm going to post this one, and I'll do the rest of it later. But this is the main bit what I'm talking about. We could share. You don't have to be greedy. You don't have to take us to court for a license that we shouldn't have to have. Pay per view. If we want it, we should have the choice. Everyone else gives us the choice. Why are you not giving us the choice? Why are you not giving us the choice? What are you so scared of? You say you're going to lose jobs and everything, but you can't tell me some big fat cat company like you that started the telly and God knows what in the first place can't come up with something that just eases people's pockets and stop sending them people to the door. They're nasty bastards who think they're better than everyone else, looking at it like they've just murdered someone. Yeah, because they are. The fucking piece of shit. That guy that dealt with me, even though it wasn't even my ass that somebody get my bloody name from. Yeah? And they still treated me like a piece of shit when I've even explained to it as if like I was nothing but a dirty liar. And they're going to doors and they're getting headbutted and shit like that. And I don't understand why. And I point at that guy and say, he's a thug, he's nasty, he's this, he's that, and he's the other. And why? He can point his finger no matter what. He can point his finger no matter what. Yeah? And because you've not paid your TV licence and it's a really bad crime, Yeah, he feels like he can do what he wants and talk to this guy's missus like shit, even though she's struggling and stuff like that. Even though she's a nice person and bring up her kids up properly. Yeah, I will go back to the bit about parents and everything being nasty and everything else like that. But at the minute, I just don't know where we're going to go, guys. So my main question to the government, if they get hold of this, can I have a choice, please? Can you make that blue pill? And can you make the red pill? Yeah, and make it legal. And give us the choice. You got to ask us why we want to do it. And if you ask us why we want to do it, you might understand that we're hurting. And you might, yourselves, yeah, might be able to save a life. You might be able to save a child. And for once, you're actually looking after us and looking after your country. And all the people you've let move into it, no matter who they are. If you let people come into your home, you love them. Yeah, you respect them. Yeah, but you don't. You bring people into the country just to treat them like a bag of shit in a fucking factory. They should be grateful that they're getting more money than what their country's paying. But we need to pay them that because you keep putting money up. We've got no choice. As soon as everyone came in, you put everything down. Everything. Yeah, you got rid of people so you could put your wages down. Those companies that used to pay £12 an hour back in the day are only paying £9 an hour paying £9 an hour now because they got rid of everybody, didn't they? They sacked them, they did this, they did that. They brought everybody else in who can work on pittance. So those people that came in to begin with, they was used as slaves by our own government, no matter what colour they bloody were. Yeah? So it's mad. I just don't get what they're doing. I don't understand what they're running. Yeah? But they can do what they want. Yeah? They've done a lot. Come on, you can point it all out. All the way through. All the way through. There's been scandals, fucking this, that and the other. Now they're screwing everybody out of the system. Did they pay good compensation when they got caught for those scandals? I wonder how many people was able to sweep that under the carpet because they seemed to get rid of that one quick, didn't they? So this Brexit and stuff has lasted ages. Even when we didn't want to be in the EU and stuff, that lasted quite a while. Yeah, but all of a sudden with this scandal, that got done and dusted bloody quick. It never got brought back up, did it? Yeah, so it's like they've forgotten about that. Whoa, we got away with that one, lads, but we still got Brexit. Don't worry, we're getting next Jag next week. We're going to get the updated version. We'll screw them out everything they've got. Yeah, old English salute. They're doing it. They're doing it to us all. Yeah, you know the one where they stick it up your Jap side, and they shouldn't be doing that because guess what? Guess what? Yeah, they were born. They were children. They was just like everybody else when we first started. Just like everybody else. But yet, they're better than us. But they're not. Because they would never, ever swap their lives for whatever we've got. Because it's too hard for them. So you might think you're better than us because you've got a better education. You might think you're better than us because you've got money in your pocket. You might think you're better than us, yeah, because you've the right colour skin for the country or something, whatever you want to go for. Right? You might think you're better than us, but you're not. You should be just the same, because you was born. Just like the black man, just like the white man, the Chinese man, the Polish guy. Yeah, whoever. Right? We was all born. And not one of you give a fuck. Not one of you. Because no matter what colour we are, it just seems like you don't think our lives matter. Any of us. Because you leave us to rot. You leave us to kill each other. You leave us to beat each other up to try and survive in a world where we could share in the first place. Okay? And you don't do it. So get off your bloody arses. Yeah? And try and run a better piss up in that brewery. Alright? Guys, if you listen to this, we can't be violent about it. We can't use it as an excuse. We can't, because otherwise I'm going to sit down and I'm going to send a letter to Putin myself and tell him just to press that red button. Yeah? Because we're not worth saving if we're going to go violent about it, you know. We can't do that. Yeah? Doing that is just makes what they look at us like and what they call us, it makes us that person that they want us to be so they can point their finger and say, you did it. Not us. Yeah? You know what it is, don't you? You know how it is. You know that silly bit, and you just like, I don't know, you pinch your missus' bum and you say it's your mate next to you and he's going, oh, I fucking haven't done that. You know what I mean? You're just mucking about in the pub or something. You know how you've done it, and you know, bump me, I don't know what you're on about. Yeah, it was him. And she still gives her crits a slap round the face and stop stop doing that, basically. But you understand, but they're kind of doing that to us, aren't they? You know, they're kind of smacking us in the face and turning around and saying it's your neighbour. They will always point the finger at us why they're getting away with it. So let's not let them get away with it. Yeah? Let's stand outside of the BBC. Let's stand out the Houses of Parliament. Let's stand outside our council houses and let them hear us just sing a song. And if you're with me, if you're really with me and you really want to change this world, you need to sing this song, guys. You need to sing the song. Yeah, because mum and dad could be happy. Mum and dad could be loving each other again. And mum and dad could be bringing up their kids and not beating them up and not getting stressed and not losing a job. Yeah? Because you know who that beggar was on the street? The one that lost his family, the one that lost his job, the one that had that nasty thing when the guy's coming at the door. It was Dad. It was Dad. Hang on.